I'm sure we've all been in that position where you buy a denim, a chinos, or any type of trouser, and the length is longer than your actual length. Then you want to reduce it. Now, you don't want to have that unprofessional look by cutting and folding. You want to still have the hemline of your jean intact. So, I'm going to show you a method where you can reduce the length of your trouser and still have the hem intact. You know, the hem has this professional finishing, the seam is beautiful, so you want to have that hem in place. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. Now first you have to take the length of your trouser, the length that you want. Now for you to take that measurement, you don't start from the back waist, okay, or from the crotch line. No, you start from the sides, okay. You can see from the sides, that's where you start taking the length from. So when you fold the trouser into two, the part that has the crotch area, please, you don't take the measurement from there, because the waistline is sometimes for the front you reduce the waistline and for the back you increase it so that it will not expose the bum. So you don't take the measurements from there, you start from the side, okay. Then you measure on your body where you want the length of the trouser to be. So that is what you're going to mark on the trouser, right? So you're going to measure. Remember, please don't start measuring from the crotch area, measure from the side, okay, from the waist side. You get? So the length of this trouser, of the length I want for this trouser is 37 inches. So I'm going to mark exactly 37 inches. I'm not adding any seam allowance. Do you get? Just add exact measurement you want, the exact measurement you want for your trouser. Okay, so if you want your trouser length to be 40, you're going to mark exactly 40, no seam allowance. Now, for me to get accuracy, I mark the same thing on the other side, okay? So remember, starting from the side, not the crotch area, you mark the length you prefer. So I want 37. I'm going to go ahead and mark 37. You get? So I'll then cross check to see if the marking I've made here matches with the other one. So you can see that I have the accurate measurement, so I can now go ahead and trim it off. Remember, you're going to cut out on your exact trouser length that you prefer or that you want to work with. Now when you're done trimming that out, you're then going to go to the one that you've trimmed out. Okay, make sure that you trim it out neatly. So we're going to just go and keep it aside. You can see. So then I want to remeasure this so that you can see. Now when I start measuring from the crotch area, I don't know if you can see that what I have here is 38 inches from the crotch area. Then when I measure from the normal waist, what I have is 37. So that is why I said you should not measure from the crotch area. It's going to give you false measurements, okay? And by the time you're done cutting your jean or your trouser, you're going to have it as a jump up, and we don't want that. Now to the piece that you have already cut out, I'm going to measure ½ inch from the trouser hem. Okay, you can see where you have the hem of the trouser, where the thread that was used in joining the hem is. From that point, you're going to come up by ½ inch. Okay, just ½ inch. Then you go ahead and trim off the excess. You get? So by the time you trim off the excess on your trouser, you come to the hem. From where you are seeing the thread that was used in folding the hem, you're going to come up by ½ inch. Okay, so that way you're just going to use that ½ inch to attach the trouser, and the remaining half, everything is just going to match up back to your 37 inches length that you want. Okay, just try out this method and you see that it works perfectly. So this is what I'm going to use to attach to my jean. By the time I am done, you would not even notice that it was hemmed, that nothing was done there. You get? So you want to make sure that you have it at exactly ½ inch seam allowance. You get? So that's what we're going to do. So you're going to get your trouser and you're going to place the hem on the two sides. Okay, you're going to make sure that it matches accurately. Just place it like so to be sure that this is the way it was before you cut it out. You can see what I'm doing. So just follow. You see the markings on your trouser and how they come, so you can see. Just make sure that you place it accordingly. Okay, and for the other side, just make sure that it is matched, that you're not turning it upside down. You can see. So when you're done, you're going to go ahead and get your pins. You need pins to pin this down. Okay, very, very important. So, and if you don't want, you can always move around it. So when you match it up, you're now going to flip it on the inside. You can see the lower piece, you're going to flip it inside out. Okay, make sure that it's matching, make sure it is the part that is supposed to be attached. Then you're going to go ahead and flip it inside out. So flip it, and you're going to put the whole trouser, the bottom of the trouser, inside the hem that you've already cut out. Okay, just tuck it inside it. Okay, so I want to turn it out so you can see. So just put the hem inside like so, then you start picking it out. Okay, you pick one side to face the hem. Okay, just make sure that you match them up properly. Okay, just make sure you match, then you go ahead and pin. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just going to take it one step at a time. Okay, so you're going to just go ahead and pin around it. You just have to make sure that the sides match. Okay, where you have the same lines, that they all match up, so that when you sew it, everything is just going to be intact. All right, so just go ahead, move around it, pin it down. I prefer that you pin, okay, or I advise that you pin it down so that everything is going to look very nice. Okay, so just go ahead and pin it, match up the sides. Very important. Okay, it's very important that you make sure that you match the sides. So I'll just go and pin this around, and I'll show you when I'm done. So I'm done pinning, you can see. Now I'll move over to the other side, do the same thing. Okay, make sure you match up the sides and you go and pin it all around. Now it's time to sew. So on the sewing machine, you're just going to go sew all round. Okay, round it. Okay, very easy. Just put it underneath your presser foot, and you're going to go ahead and sew all round. Okay, so make sure you secure your stitches at the beginning and at the end. Okay, just go ahead and sew all around it. Okay, so I'm done sewing that. And when I turn it to the right side, you're going to see what we have. This is so beautiful. You're not going to see that it was hemmed, nothing, as in it looks clean, professional, and just like nothing was done to your trouser initially. So you can see that. Make sure that the sides match. You can see. So on the hem of my trouser, you would not notice that it was joined at all. You can see that. So what you're going to do is to go ahead and use your serger to clean up the edges, and I'll do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so go ahead, you can use your scissors to trim it out, and then you go to use your serger to overlock your serger, or your weaving machine, or your overlock machine to overlock. Now I'll go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Go ahead and sew it all round, and I'll come back and still show you what we have there. So if you've been hemming your trousers the wrong way, this is time to level up and do it the right way. So I'm done sewing it, and you can see, amazing, really beautiful. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You would not see that there is a joining, and just make sure that you clean up the stitches by using your scissors to trim it out, then you weave the remaining. Okay, or you overlock. Right, so all of these excesses inside, go ahead and trim it off, then use your overlocker or your weaving machine to weave it out. So this is what it looks like. Okay, and it came out really beautiful. So go ahead and try yours out. Stop folding the hem of your trousers and start doing them this way. So till I see you in my next video, bye. I love you.